Welcome back. Today on Real Reviews, we're here with the Bielmeier Electric Rechargeable 5-in-1 Staple Gun. We're going to be unboxing it, checking it out, and we're going to use this to try and recover a dining room chair. So first off, let's go ahead and open it up. You can see right here the model number is BCSG-45. See what we have in the box here. So first off, we have the actual stapler. Really nice. Feels like it's like plastic, but it feels really strong, like a really good construction. So it looks like we do have a power button. It doesn't seem like there's any, I guess, intensity mode, like to make it stronger or weaker. No plus or minus. We have a charging port here. This is a USB-C charging port, which is really nice. And you can use a fast charger on it without any problem. See what else we have in here. We have a staple remover tool, which is definitely going to come in handy. Really cool. So you kind of just get this underneath the staple and you can pull them out. We're going to see how that works in just a minute. Really nice that it came with that. We have some staples. We have 600 pieces of 1/2 inch T20 staple, 600 of those. We have 1,000 of the 3/8 inch T50. And then we have some brad nails, 1932 inch, 400 pieces of those. We have our little nifty charging cable. And then these are the type of staples this supposedly can put in. So it's 5 different types of staples. You actually have the T50 staples, 1/4 inch to 9/16 inch. We have the T20 staples, 1/4 inch to 9/16. Brad nails, 1932s, wire staples, T25, and we have pin nails that we can do. So it kind of just shows you like what each one of them could be used for. And these are the different ones that this machine is supposed to be able to use. And here on the back, you just kind of have like a operation guide that just shows you how to use it, how to open it, operate it, and all of that good stuff. And then here we go, a nice little thank you card from them. And finally, a small little user manual. This is everything that comes in the box. All right, so now when you charge this, you just go ahead and plug it here in the back. And it has a nice little light over here. So if this light is lit up in red, it's still charging. Once it turns green, it's actually done charging. Supposed to last about 60 minutes and it takes about 3 hours to charge it completely. In order to use the staple gun, what you're going to do is you grab this little piece right here, you squeeze it, and you pull it forward just like that. You load your staples in. You got some staples right here. Load them in up to the front, and you're just going to push it forward gently and lock it into place. So now the staples are actually in there, and it does have a little indicator spot right here. You can actually see if you have staples or not. That's kind of cool. So if there's no staples in it, show you what it looks like. It's going to be red. So you're going to see the red mark right there. So make sure you put your staples in just like this. Slide it forward, clips into place. And here on the back, you have your power button, and you turn on your power button. And just to show you the way that this is going to work. So once you turn your power button on, there you go. The staple gun doesn't do anything. No light comes on, nothing happens until you push it down. You're just going to push it down like this. And then the green light comes on, lets you know that it's ready to staple. So when you don't have it pushed down, the green light turns off and it will not allow you to staple. So right now, it doesn't work. It's off. So that's really cool, a nice little safety feature. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to recover a dining room chair. First things first, we have to take this cushion off the chair. I'm going to flip it over just like this. And I don't know how your chairs might be if you're going to be trying to do this, but this one is just basically 4 little screws here. I'm going to pull all 4 of these screws out. All right, there we go. Cushion ready to go. So the first thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to grab your little staple remover, just like this. Get underneath the staple. This is what I really like that it came with this. Kind of just wiggle it, get underneath the staple. Like that. There we go. So it does take some doing. Obviously, it's not just going to be the simplest thing in the world. But you got to yank all of your staples out. Get this completely uncovered so you can move on to the next step. Now, you may also need like a pair of pliers to grab these staples if this is not pulling it, but you can kind of grab this by the bottom right here. You can put your finger on the bottom of it. So if you get underneath the staple like this and it kind of comes out halfway like that, so you can't really grab it anymore, you just put your finger on the bottom, you hold it, and you pull it out like that. So it kind of works as a pliers. It works really good, actually. This staple remover is really surprisingly good. I really like it. I give this thing 5 stars for sure. So once you get all your staples out, you can move on to the next step. So I really like this staple remover. And honestly, I've pulled out all of these staples so far, all of these staples here, and I did not even use a pair of pliers, which is really good. So this is the next step right here. You have to actually take off this little piece that goes around the edge here. It has to be taken off, so you can sew this on the machine. You pull the piece out of it, and you're able to sew a brand new piece on the machine. All right, so with this little staple remover, we got all of the staples out right here. We got all the material loose. We're able to open this piece up right here and take this piece of string out. Use this to kind of make the little edge around the chair like that. So you have that out. You can make your new piece. And then you're actually going to take this off. Take this material off like this. You put it down on the floor like that. You trace it out just like this. And then you cut out your piece of material that you're going to be using to cover your chair. And that's that step. Keep moving forward. Next step, you're going to go ahead and wrap this piece of string just like this. You get it in your favorite sewing machine. You just follow it right along on the edge. There you go, just like that, right along the edge. All the way down, and then you'll have that piece ready to go around the edge of your seat. All right, so this is all done, all nicely stitched. You have your little piece of string inside, stitched it along the edge, ready to go. Put that off to the side. And here's our piece of fabric that we're going to be using right here. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down on the floor like this. And you can see it's a little bit wider on this edge right here. And it's a little bit more narrow here. So you're going to do the same thing right here. You're going to put this on the same exact way. Kind of line it up in the middle as best as you can. Now, I'm not really showing you guys how to recover a chair. This is really just a review of the staple gun. But I figure I might as well show you the process. Make sure the padding is actually able to stretch all the way around so it's able to cover it. You might want to pull it a little bit. Make sure it's stretching all the way around and covering your wood piece. Like that, that'll be able to cover the edge. And then what you do is you just pull up on it like that. Pull it nice and tight. You just got to get one staple in. So you grab your staple gun, you turn it on. And then this piece right here has to push in. You're going to put this down like that, push it in. The green light comes on. And bam, there's your staple. Nice. So you're going to just go around it just like that, stapling it in all the way around. Get your staples in. And now just be aware is that where this piece pushes down and where the staple comes out is like a little gap, like a 1/4 inch gap. So you're going to make sure that you're putting this up higher so your staple could come out lower. So right here is the line where your staple comes out, where this little arrow is. So you're putting this down on your material, putting this down like this on your material. You have to be aware of where the arrow is. So this piece has to push down. So you can't put it all the way up here. Even if you want your staple to the edge, this is far. You can't even go right there. This is about as far as you could go. This is far up as your staple is going to be able to go. See how far we can get it. There we go. And there you go. Staples are in. Nice. Just go around and you staple it in. So right there, that works really, really well for this chair. But I'm going to go ahead and pull out a piece of wood in a little bit and show you how this works on a regular piece of wood. And we're going to try a couple of different staple lengths to see what this thing could actually do. And this definitely beats the hand stapler because you don't have to put pressure on it to be pushing it down the whole time. So you don't damage your hand. It's much nicer, way, way better. I highly recommend getting an electric stapler if you're going to be doing work like this. Even just once, it's worth it. And all of them are nice and flush. So for this staple length, this 1/4 inch, it works really, really well. It's all nice and flush. So we're going to go ahead and pull this tight right here, just like this. Get our next staple in. Now, bear in mind, with this type of wood right here, this is particle board. This is high density particle board, most likely. And it is really, really dense. So you're not going to be able to get anything more than a 1/4 inch staple in here. Even the 5/16 is just not going. It won't go through this all the way and hold it down tightly. 1/4 inch is the longest staple you're going to be able to use on this, which is unfortunate. I really wish that this has some type of like power level where it can go a little bit stronger than that. But whatever. I mean, for this purpose and for other wood purposes, other projects, you could definitely use it. But just be aware of high density particle board is very dense. And these corners are really, really tricky. So you got to kind of pull it over, staple it in, and then kind of just keep moving your material. So you can kind of get it to where it's not overlapping, so it's not, wrinkling too much. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. All right, so we got it stapled in all around now. It's looking really, really good. Check that out. And our next thing is going to be putting this piece on right here. So as you can see, this is the larger part, is the front. So here's the front. So we want to have this to where it meets in the back. We're going to kind of lay it out and see where it's going to be meeting in the back here. And it looks like it's going to be probably like around here. So that should probably be good. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to bring it up to the edge just like this. And then we're going to get our staple gun. I'm going to try to bring it up as high as we can. So right here is the arrow right up to the edge, right up to the thread basically, and then staple it in. And it's still down. You see the arrow is at the thread, but it's still down a little bit. So you want to try to get this close so this is able to actually stick out and it's not be coming off of the chair completely. So you kind of go around and do this all the way around. Make sure that it's lined up correctly, far up as you can. And there we go. We're going to go around and finish this. I'm going to cut this into the corner like this, little triangle. that. So when you go around a corner, it could bend under itself like this. That's the way you want it. Get in a corner like that, bending under itself. Staple gun. There you go. And then you want to just take these two pieces. You're going to put these together. Put one kind of inside of the other. There we go, like that. Looks good. So now we got our nice little edge piece on. Looking nice all the way around. And now, last but not least, our final piece is going to be the bottom cover like that. Go ahead and line this up best as you can. And you're just going to staple that into place as well. All the way around, just like this. There you have it. We'll be back when we're done. All right, guys, so there you have it. Take a look. All stapled in, all nice. Put a couple of extra right here in the middle just to hold this thing down. And there you have it. That's all done. It's looking really, really nice. Probably just gonna vacuum this off now from all the wood shavings that were on the floor. Get our chair and just line it up basically the way that it was. There we go, just like this. Got to find where the holes were and screw it back together. Okay, so this is probably the hardest part, is finding the holes to screw these screws back into. You can't really see it too well. There we go. Once you really get the first one, you can find the other ones a little bit easier. Definitely no power tools on this because you will just break it. And there we have it. There's the finished chair, looking really, really good. That's just one last final thing to do. Go ahead and flip it back over again real quick. And what you're gonna notice here is that we have these pieces here, old nasty pieces. So we gotta pull all of these off, clean these up. We're gonna put these nifty little Masendelk foot chair leg tubes. So this is what these look like. These are really cool. You just take these and you stick them right inside a hole like that. I'm going to do it in just a second after we clean it up, and that replaces the legs, the little feet on it. All right, so the way that these work is really, really easy. You're just going to take it, kind of just put it in like that. You got to kind of like fiddle with it a little bit, kind of get it in the edge here, and also tap it with a little mini hammer. Just put all four of them in like that, and then the chair will be ready to go. Now we got feet, got the chair covered. Gave that thing a second life, looking good. All right, so there you go. Chair is recovered and done. The stapler worked really, really well with the 1/4 inches, but not so much with anything bigger on at least this type of wood. But as you can see, it's all done. We got the feet in, we have the material on. It's looking really good. You can see before and after. What a difference. So you give your chairs a second life thanks to this nice little staple right here, Bielmeier. Thank you, Bielmeier. Let me show you something real quick first. So here's just a regular piece of wood. It's like wood if you're gonna, build something in the yard, or like, inside of your walls maybe. We're gonna see, it is the 1/4 inch, right? Gonna put one of these in. There we go, goes all the way down. Let's go ahead and try 9/16 because they claim that it can do 9/16. This is a 9/16. Put that in there. Pushing it all the way down. No, it's not gonna do 9/16, guys. I know it can hold it, but at least not in wood. You're not gonna be using 9/16. The best you're gonna be using is a 1/4 inch. Even the 5/16 just doesn't work. So yeah, you're not going to be using more than a 1/4 inch. So I tried all the rest of these. I have this whole little set right here. Only one you can get in there is that 1/4 inch right there. So only one that goes all the way. 5/16 is a little bit bigger. It's not going to do it. So as far as this staple gun is concerned, it is really cool. It does work well. The battery seems to last decently. It hasn't run out on me yet, but I've only maybe used it for like, I don't know, 20 minutes at a time. But I cannot get anything longer than a 1/4 inch staple into anything. So, I mean, maybe if you're using it on drywall, maybe you're using it on something else that's a little bit softer, you might be able to do it. But on this type of material, it's just not going to work. Like on wood, any type of wood, particle board, anything like that, not going to work, guys. There you have it for the Bielmeier stapler, and also for these little, what are these things called? The little Masendelk foot chair leg tubes. So both of those, this will actually be in the description of the video. So anyhow, guys, this is the Bielmeier stapler. I definitely like it. I say I'd probably give it like, I don't know, 3.5, 4 stars. And the two main things I didn't like about it, one, it doesn't actually have a switch to change the power. So it is just, as soon as you turn it on, whatever the power is, that's all it is. And the other thing I really don't like about it is that it just can't put in the length of staples that they claim that it can. So 1/4 inch, about all you're going to get away with on wood, any type of wood, as far as I could tell. So maybe like 3.5, 4 stars for this. And it did actually help me. So I do recommend it if you're going to be doing some small projects like that. Maybe stapling down some cables or something like that would be good. And this I really, really like. I really like their staple puller. That worked really well. So I highly recommend this just for the staple puller. So That's it right there, the Bielmeier Electric Rechargeable Stapler. And if you're interested in purchasing this item or the little chair tube legs, there will be links in the description. And if you would like to support the channel, please be sure to use my links as they do generate a small revenue for the channel. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell button so you never miss another video on Real Reviews. See you guys next time.